Jayudev, and thank you for joining us today. So, as we continue our discussion on the future of Ayodhya and how, with the coming of Ram Temple and the integration of art of living techniques, can transform Ayodhya forever. So, how will futuristic Ayodhya integrate space age technology with the spiritual wisdom? Jayudev, yes, thank you for joining us today. So, Gurudev teaches science without consciousness is empty, spirituality without action is not. In future Ayodhya, technology will serve consciousness rather than ego. AI, quantum computing, and space exploration will integrate with meditation practices, mantras, and Vedic energy principles. Astronauts and scientists will practice Sudarshan Kriya, Trikal Sandhya, and Agni Karyams to align energy, enhance intuition, and increase mental clarity. Research in cosmic energy, planetary cycles, and interstellar communication will be conducted with mindfulness, ensuring that scientific advancements do not compromise ethical or spiritual values. The Sansthan will develop programs linking Vedic wisdom to modern physics, quantum energy, and astrophysics. Students and researchers will study planetary vibrations, cosmic rhythms, and the impact of mantras on energy fields, creating a unique fusion of spirituality and science. The homas and the guru pujas and the Vedic rituals will accompany every technological milestone to ensure spiritual alignment. Ayodhya will become a global center where technology and wisdom co evolve, demonstrating that true progress nurtures both outer achievements and inner growth. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya Saryu River maintain purity and ecological health? Gurudev emphasizes water is consciousness in liquid form. The Saryu will undergo continuous rejuvenation through advanced ecological engineering combined with spiritual energy management. Water purification systems will utilize renewable energy and natural filtration, while regular Agni Karyams, Vedic chanting, and river purification rituals will maintain spiritual and energetic purity. Citizens will participate in Saryu Shuddhikaran Homas, cleaning drives, and educational campaigns to foster respect and care for the river. The Sansan will monitor water quality with AI sensors, ensuring zero pollution. Sacred groves and wetlands along the banks will enhance biodiversity. Festivals and rituals like Ram Navami and Chaitra Navratri will incorporate river conservation initiatives, creating a living culture of environmental consciousness. The Saryu will symbolize purity, prosperity, and spiritual balance, becoming a model for global river restoration. So, how will the futuristic Ayodhya handle population growth while maintaining quality of life? Gurudev says conscious growth is more important than rapid expansion. Urban planning will integrate meditation spaces, eco friendly housing, and green public areas. Schools, hospitals, and transport systems will scale according to population needs, ensuring access to education, healthcare, and spiritual resources. Each citizen will engage in seva and mindful lifestyle practices to promote harmonious living. Zoning policies will balance residential, commercial, and spiritual spaces. AI managed infrastructure will optimize traffic, energy, and waste systems. Seva driven governance will encourage citizens to maintain community standards. Through these measures, Ayodhya will grow sustainably while nurturing mental, physical, and spiritual well being. Now, how will futuristic Ayodhya cultivate global spiritual tourism while avoiding commercialization? Gurudev teaches tourism should awaken the soul, not just fill the pockets. Spiritual tourism will combine meditation retreats, Sudarshan Kriya sessions, Vedic workshops, and cultural experiences. Visitors will participate in rituals, learn Sanskrit, and engage in seva projects. The goal is inner transformation, not material consumption. The homas and the guru pujas and the Ramayana based interactive learning will form the core tourist offerings. Hospitality will be designed to ensure comfort while maintaining simplicity, devotion, and respect for spiritual traditions. Ayodhya will become the gold global standard for immersive and conscious tourism. How will the futuristic Ayodhya implement a zero ego governance across all sectors? Ego is the shadow of ignorance, wisdom dissolves it. Leaders in Ayodhya will practice daily meditation, ethical decision making, and participatory governance. AI will assist in monitoring services, but ethical judgment will always remain human centered. Policies will prioritize collaboration, empathy, and dharmic principles over personal power. Rituals like collective Guru Puja, Trikal Sandhya, and annual Agni Karyams will reinforce humility in governance. Community involvement in city planning, education, and social projects will ensure that power is exercised with selflessness, creating a city free from corruption and ego driven conflicts. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya provide equitable access to education and healthcare? Gurudev emphasizes happiness is universal and access should be universal. All citizens will receive free or subsidized quality education and healthcare. Meditation, yoga, and Sudarshan Kriya will complement traditional curricula and medical treatment, ensuring holistic development. AI enabled schools and hospitals will reach even remote populations. Mobile wellness clinics and online education platforms will make spiritual, academic, and health resources universally accessible. Ayodhya will become a model city, demonstrating that prosperity, spirituality, and equity can coexist. How will the futuristic Ayodhya nurture creativity, arts, and sciences together? Gurudev teaches creativity arises when mind, heart, and soul are aligned. Art, music, architecture, and sciences will integrate through workshops, festivals, and research centers. Meditation will precede creation, ensuring works are infused with consciousness and ethical alignment. Special labs for sacred sound, Vedic mathematics, and energy based arts will be established. Artists, scientists, and students will collaborate on interdisciplinary projects. Homas and rituals will harmonize creative energies, producing innovations that inspire both outer progress and inner awareness. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya maintain cultural continuity across generations? Gurudev says tradition thrives when it is lived, not just remembered. Daily rituals, storytelling, festivals, and seva programs will ensure that younger generations internalize values, culture, and spiritual practices. Education will include Vedic studies alongside modern sciences. Community programs will link elders with youth in mentorship, Vedic chant learning, and meditation festivals like Ram Navami, Chatra Navratri, and Guru Purnima will be celebrated inclusively. Ayodhya will maintain its spiritual heritage while evolving technologically. How will this futuristic Ayodhya ensure environmental sustainability? Gurudev teaches nature is a reflection of our consciousness, eco friendly urban planning, renewable energy, river rejuvenation, and river purification, and sacred groves will make Ayodhya carbon negative. Citizens will be trained in sustainable practices. Rituals like Saryu Shuddhikaran Homa, tree planting drives, and Agni Karams will purify both environment and collective consciousness. AI will monitor energy use and waste. Ayodhya will model an ecologically conscious society harmonizing urban living with dharma. How will a futuristic Ayodhya realize the vision of Ram Rajya for the next millennium? Gurudev's vision of Ram Rajya encompasses abundance, zero ego, wisdom, and inner peace. Citizens will thrive spiritually, materially, and emotionally. Meditation, seva, education, and festivals will guide daily life. Technology will support consciousness, not ego driven consumption. Vedic rituals, homas, and guru pujas will energize society. Infrastructure, healthcare, education, and governance will be aligned with dharmic principles. Ayodhya will radiate harmony, prosperity, and spiritual wisdom globally, becoming the model civilization for centuries. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya foster ethical entrepreneurship? Gurudev teaches true wealth is generated when it uplifts society and nurtures consciousness. In future Ayodhya, entrepreneurship will integrate business acumen with dharmic values. Startups will prioritize sustainability, social welfare, and conscious leadership. Every entrepreneur will undergo courses in mindfulness, Sudarshan Kriya, and ethical decision making to ensure that business operations remain ego free and socially responsible. Corporate hubs will host meditation and spiritual workshops alongside technical training, creating leaders who are innovative, compassionate, and conscious. The Sansan will establish entrepreneurial gurukuls where Vedic wisdom guides financial planning and innovation. Homas and Guru Pujas will bless new ventures, aligning them with universal energies. Programs will teach wealth creation without exploitation, ensuring economic growth benefits all sections of society. Ayodhya will become a global hub for ethical business innovation, demonstrating that prosperity can coexist with a spiritual and social responsibility. How will futuristic Ayodhya cultivate interfaith harmony? Gurudev emphasizes tolerance, empathy, and meditation to dissolve barriers of religion and culture. Ayodhya will host interfaith dialogues, meditation sessions, and collaborative seva projects. Spiritual tourism will include experiences of multiple faiths, encouraging mutual respect. Temples, ashrams, and community centers will organize joint festivals and homas for global harmony. Students and citizens will learn Vedic values alongside universal ethics, promoting peaceful coexistence. Ayodhya will model a city where diversity is celebrated and spirituality unites all communities. How will the futuristic Ayodhya support mental health and emotional well being? Gurudev says mental clarity and emotional balance are the foundation of Ram Rajya. Sudarshan Kriya, Trikal Sandhya, and meditation will be part of daily routines for schools, workplaces, and government offices. Therapy, counseling, and mindfulness programs will be widely accessible. The Sansan will integrate spiritual practices like homas, chanting, and Vedic music therapy into mental health programs. AI driven diagnostics will monitor psychological well being, while community seva projects will foster purpose and connection. Ayodhya will emerge as a global model for mental and emotional wellness. How will the futuristic Ayodhya integrate global technology without compromising dharma? Gurudev emphasizes technology is a tool, consciousness is the guide. AI, robotics, and quantum computing will optimize infrastructure, education, and healthcare, but all applications will follow ethical frameworks derived from dharmic principles. Meditation, mindfulness, and ethics courses will ensure citizens and leaders remain grounded. The Sansan will oversee AI governance of temple activities, urban planning, and cultural programs, ensuring zero ego and alignment with Vedic wisdom. Technology will amplify service and spiritual awareness rather than ego driven consumption. How will the futuristic Ayodhya promote women in leadership roles? Gurudev teaches empowered women empower society. Women will lead educational institutions, corporations, hospitals, and spiritual centers. Meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, and leadership training will enhance their clarity, confidence, and empathy. Gender equality will be embedded in law, culture, and education. The Sansan will train women in performing rituals, leading homas, managing ashram operations, and guiding community service. Women will also participate in interfaith ethical business, and technological initiatives. Ayodhya will become a model city for gender equity, opportunity, and spiritual leadership. How will the futuristic Ayodhya become a hub for global meditation research? Gurudev says meditation is not just practice, it is a science of consciousness. Research centers will study meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, and Vedic energy alignment using neuroscience, AI, and quantum physics. Outcomes will improve education, mental health, productivity, and creativity globally. The Sansan will document homas, agnikarams, and meditation rituals for scientific validation. International conferences and collaborations will make Ayodhya the epicenter of meditation research, combining ancient wisdom with cutting edge science. Now, how will futuristic Ayodhya ensure food security and sustainable agriculture? Gurudev emphasizes abundance is a natural result of dharmic stewardship of resources. Organic farming, renewable energy, vertical farms, and AI based irrigation will guarantee food security. Farmers will integrate Vedic principles, performing rituals to enhance productivity and maintain ecological balance. The Sansan will organize Karyas, homas, and education programs for farmers. Crop cycles will align with planetary and seasonal rhythms, maximizing yield sustainability. Food distribution will ensure equitable access to all citizens. How will the futuristic Ayodhya integrate arts, culture, and science into public life? Gurudev teaches creativity and consciousness are inseparable. Festivals, exhibitions, and labs will merge. Vedic music, dance, digital arts, and AI driven innovation. Citizens will experience learning, aesthetics, and spiritual upliftment simultaneously. The Sansthan will organize interactive programs, including live homas, sound healing, holographic Ramayana presentations, and energy based architectural showcases. Ayodhya will become a living classroom where art, science, and dharma coexist. How will the futuristic Ayodhya become a global educational hub? Gurudev emphasizes education must nurture both mind and consciousness. Schools, colleges, and universities will teach modern sciences alongside meditation, ethics, and Vedic wisdom. Students will be trained in leadership, creativity, and empathy. The Sansan will provide Gurukul style mentorship, integrate meditation labs, and offer global exchange programs. Research will be conducted in sustainable development, consciousness studies, and ethical innovation, making Ayodhya a global educational epicenter. How will the futuristic Ayodhya ensure prosperity without greed or ego? Gurudev teaches true prosperity arises when abundance is shared selflessly. Citizens and leaders will practice mindful consumption, ethical business, and seva. Meditation and awareness will guide wealth creation, ensuring it benefits society. The homas and the rituals and the community service will maintain a collective consciousness focused on abundance for all. Ayodhya will demonstrate that material prosperity and spiritual richness can coexist, creating a model civilization of Ram Rajya. How will the futuristic Ayodhya ensure ethical use of AI and automation? Gurudev emphasizes technology is a tool, consciousness is the guide. In futuristic Ayodhya, AI and automation will serve societal welfare, and spiritual growth rather than personal gain or ego. Decision making systems in governance, healthcare, education, and city planning will incorporate ethical frameworks inspired by dharmic principles. Leaders and citizens will undergo regular meditation and Sudarshan Kriya sessions to maintain clarity, intuition, and empathy. Algorithms will be transparent, accountable, and designed to ensure fairness, equity, and sustainability, reflecting the zero ego ethos of Ram Rajya. The Sansthan will oversee AI applications in public infrastructure, temple management, and education. Ethical review boards, combined with spiritual oversight through Guru Pujas and Homas, will ensure that AI does not harm consciousness or values. Citizens will participate in digital literacy programs emphasizing mindfulness and responsibility. Ayodhya will become a global model demonstrating that cutting edge technology can coexist with ethical, spiritual, and societal well being. How will the futuristic Ayodhya promote universal education for all age groups? Gurudev teaches education must nurture the mind, heart, and consciousness. Ayodhya's education system will include traditional schooling, meditation based learning, vocational training, and lifelong education programs. Citizens of all ages will have access to courses on ethics, technology, arts, Vedic sciences, and consciousness development. Schools will incorporate mindfulness, recall Sandhya, and creative problem solving as daily routines, nurturing both intellectual and emotional intelligence. Now, the Sansthan will establish educational centers integrating Gurukul traditions with modern pedagogy, AI driven personalized training, interactive Vedic archives, and global exchange programs will ensure every citizen from children to seniors continues to learn and grow. Festivals and rituals will double as experiential education platforms, reinforcing values, history, and spiritual knowledge. How will the futuristic Ayodhya maintain harmony between urbanization and nature? Gurudev emphasizes nature is our teacher and respect for it defines civilization. Urban planning will integrate green spaces, vertical gardens, clean waterways, and eco friendly public transport. Meditation and yoga centers will be harmoniously located amidst natural landscapes, creating spaces for reflection, learning, and spiritual growth. Homas and the tree planting drives and sustainable farming rituals will ensure that development never disrupts ecological balance. Citizens will participate in community initiatives to maintain rivers, parks, and sacred groves. Ayodhya will become a model of sustainable urban development aligned with dharmic principles, blending modernity with nature. How will the futuristic Ayodhya nurture scientific research aligned with their consciousness? Jagadev Gurudev teaches science without consciousness is incomplete. Consciousness without understanding is limited. Research centers will study meditation, energy systems, brain waves, Vedic mathematics, and quantum physics. Projects will integrate spiritual insights with technological innovation, creating applications in healthcare, AI, sustainable energy, and cognitive sciences. The Sansthan will organize international conferences, encourage interdisciplinary collaboration, and link homas and rituals and meditation practices to scientific experimentation. Ayodhya will emerge as a hub where spiritual wisdom accelerates scientific understanding for the benefit of humanity. How will the futuristic Ayodhya foster global peace and diplomacy? Gurudev says peace begins within and radiates outward. Ayodhya will host international meditation conferences, interfaith dialogues, and diplomatic retreats. Leaders and citizens will practice meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, and ethical decision making to resolve conflicts consciously and compassionately. The Sansthan will organize global homums, cultural exchange programs, and youth leadership summits. Rituals and meditation sessions will harmonize energies to foster unity, making Ayodhya a beacon of global peace, ethical diplomacy, and collective consciousness. How will the futuristic Ayodhya integrate healthcare and wellness with their spirituality? Gurudev emphasizes health as a reflection of consciousness and lifestyle. Hospitals will combine Ayurveda, yoga, meditation, and modern medicine. Preventive healthcare programs, mindfulness practices, and mental wellness workshops will be available to all citizens, ensuring holistic well being. The Sansthan will incorporate homas and mantra therapy and spiritual healing techniques into medical care. Telemedicine, mobile clinics, and AI assisted diagnostics will reach every corner of the city, making healthcare both accessible and spiritually aligned. How will the futuristic Ayodhya maintain transparency and zero corruption in governance? Gurudev teaches ego and greed breed corruption, clarity and service breed trust. Governance will be participatory and AI managed systems for transparency, audits, and citizen feedback. Meditation and Sudarshan Kriya will help leaders maintain integrity, clarity, and compassion in every decision. Rituals like Guru Puja, Agni Karyas, and regular collective meditation sessions will ensure leaders remain humble and service oriented. Blockchain and digital monitoring will reinforce accountability, making Ayodhya a model city free from corruption and inefficiency. How will the futuristic Ayodhya support arts, culture, and heritage preservation? Gurudev says art expresses the soul and culture preserves the values of a civilization. Museums, galleries, and cultural centers will integrate meditation, Vedic aesthetics, and modern technology. Citizens and tourists will experience living art, performances, and interactive exhibits. The Sansan will conduct workshops, homas, and Vedic storytelling sessions to preserve intangible heritage. Festivals will combine traditional art forms with modern performances, creating a dynamic and evolving cultural landscape. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya provide inclusive opportunities for all citizens? Gurudev teaches equality and compassion are the pillars of Ram Rajya. Education, healthcare, employment, and spiritual guidance will be universally accessible. Meditation, mindfulness, and community seva will instill a sense of responsibility and participation among all citizens. The Sansthan will oversee programs for skill development, ethical entrepreneurship, and spiritual training for underprivileged groups. Festivals, rituals, and cultural programs will involve citizens from all backgrounds, ensuring equality and inclusion. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya inspire global cities to adopt ethical development? Gurudev emphasizes when a city thrives in wisdom, service, and consciousness, the world takes notice. Ayodhya will demonstrate that spiritual practices, ethical governance, advanced technology, and sustainable growth can coexist. Meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, and community participation will be integral to all sectors. The homas and the Guru Pujas and rituals combined with advanced infrastructure, education, and ethical business will make Ayodhya a replicable model for global cities. It will inspire urban planners, leaders, and citizens worldwide to integrate consciousness with progress, creating a new standard for civilization. How will the futuristic Ayodhya integrate meditation into daily city life? Gurudev teaches meditation is not an activity, it is a lifestyle. In futuristic Ayodhya, meditation will be seamlessly integrated into schools, workplaces, colleges, universities, public spaces, and transportation hubs. Citizens will begin and end their day with mindfulness practices, Sudarshan Kriya and Trikal Sandhya. Special meditation zones along the Saryu River, parks, and urban centers will allow people to pause, rejuvenate, and connect with a higher consciousness. The Sansthan will organize citywide meditation events, daily sunrise and sunset collective sessions, and guided workshops. Homas and good pujas will harmonize energies across the city, ensuring spiritual balance. Digital platforms will provide citizens with meditation schedules, tips, and tracking to maintain consistent practice. This integration will make Ayodhya a city where inner calm drives outer prosperity. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya cultivate a global spiritual leadership? Gurudev emphasizes leadership as service, not a power. Ayodhya will host leadership academies, combining meditation, ethics, Vedic wisdom, and modern management. Citizens and international students will learn to lead with humility, vision, and clarity, ensuring decisions serve collective welfare rather than personal ambition. The Sansan will conduct international retreats, mentorship programs, and ethical governance workshops. Leaders will participate in homas, agni karyas, and guru pujas to maintain spiritual alignment. This approach will nurture global leaders capable of inspiring harmony, innovation, and sustainable development. How will the futuristic Ayodhya handle tourism while preserving spirituality? Gurudev teaches that tourism should elevate consciousness, not distract from it. Spiritual tourism will focus on immersive experiences, participating in rituals, learning meditation, attending workshops, and understanding Vedic heritage. Visitors will also engage in seva, ensuring their presence contributes positively. The Sansan will manage tourism with sustainable infrastructure, guided visits, and educational programs. The homas and the Guru Pujas and festivals will be central experiences. Ayodhya will exemplify a city where tourism strengthens spirituality rather than diluting it. How will the futuristic Ayodhya implement sustainable transportation? Gurudev emphasizes harmony with nature extends to every choice we make, including movement, electric buses, AI managed metro systems, solar powered ferries on Saryu, and walkable city zones will reduce pollution and maintain ecological balance. Rituals for environmental purification, tree planting, and river cleaning will accompany urban transport initiatives. Citizens will be trained to adopt eco friendly commuting, ensuring that transportation sustains prosperity and spiritual integrity. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya enhance global educational collaboration? Gurudev says education is most powerful when shared across boundaries. Ayodhya will partner with leading global universities to offer integrated programs in meditation, Vedic sciences, technology, arts, and ethics. Students will experience immersive learning combining ancient wisdom and modern research. Exchange programs, international seminars, and virtual collaborations will be organized. The homas and the guru pujas and the pujas will anchor the learning environment energetically. Ayodhya will serve as a global hub for conscious education. How will the futuristic Ayodhya foster intergenerational learning? Jagadev Gurudev teaches wisdom is transmitted when generations engage meaningfully. Elders will mentor youth in Vedic practices, meditation, arts, and ethics. Schools will include experiential programs where older citizens share life experiences and spiritual lessons. Rituals and festivals and community projects will facilitate interactions between generations. The Agni Karyams and the Guru Pujas will provide structured spiritual guidance, ensuring continuity of culture, wisdom, and values. Now, how will Jagadish, so how will the futuristic Ayodhya integrate health, wellness, and fitness? Gurudev, thank you for joining us today. So, Gurudev emphasizes health is the foundation of all progress. Urban planning will include yoga centers, wellness parks, walking trails, and meditation zones. Regular health camps, Sudarshan Kriya workshops, and mindfulness sessions will be accessible citywide. The hospitals will integrate Ayurveda, yoga, and meditation with modern medicine. Citizens will participate in energy balancing homas and spiritual wellness retreats. This holistic approach will create a society that is physically, mentally, and spiritually robust. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya preserve spiritual energy in urban development? Jagadev Gurudev teaches energy precedes structure and consciousness guides construction. Urban planning will follow Vastu principles, align with planetary energies, and integrate sacred geometry. Meditation centers and ritual spaces will be embedded within neighborhoods to maintain vibrational harmony. Homas and the Guru Pujas and Trikals and their will energize city spaces. Smart sensors will monitor environmental and energetic balance. Ayodhya will harmonize material infrastructure with spiritual consciousness. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya implement global research in consciousness studies? Jagadav Gurudev emphasizes consciousness is the ultimate frontier. Research centers will study meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, Vedic rituals, and their impact on brainwaves, emotional intelligence, and creativity. AI and neuroscience will be combined with spiritual insights to produce globally relevant knowledge. International collaborations, conferences, and publications will be organized. Homas and rituals will be used as experiential research tools, making Ayodhya a hub for conscious innovation and applied spiritual science. How will the futuristic Ayodhya create global spiritual networks? Jagadev, so Gurudev says consciousness is universal. Networks amplify its impact. Ayodhya will host international meditation festivals, digital satsangs, and leadership forums. Citizens and visitors will engage in collaborative seva, workshops, and energy alignment activities. The Sansthan will maintain global connectivity via digital platforms, cross cultural rituals, and Homa cities worldwide will link energetically and educationally with Ayodhya, creating a conscious global network radiating harmony, wisdom, and prosperity. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya ensure spiritual inclusivity for all faiths? Jagadev Gurudev teaches spirituality transcends religion. It is the essence of life. In future Ayodhya, spaces for meditation, prayer, and reflection will be open to all, irrespective of faith. Education programs will include interfaith dialogue, ethical teachings, and experiential meditation to cultivate mutual respect. Festivals and cultural events will celebrate diversity while promoting unity, ensuring that spiritual growth is accessible to every visitor and resident. The Sansan will organize joint rituals, workshops, and homas that bring together communities from different faiths. Guidance from Vedic principles will provide a universal framework, ensuring that inclusivity is embedded in education, governance, and cultural life. Ayodhya will exemplify a city where spiritual practices foster harmony, understanding, and global cooperation. How will the futuristic Ayodhya balance economic growth with their spiritual values? Jagadev Gurudev emphasizes true prosperity arises when growth is guided by consciousness and dharma. Business, industry, and technology will be aligned with ethical principles, promoting wealth generation without exploitation. Entrepreneurs will practice meditation and mindfulness to cultivate clarity, compassion, and sustainable decision making. Programs and homas will bless commercial ventures, ensuring alignment with societal and spiritual welfare. Citizens will receive training in ethical entrepreneurship, combining profit with purpose. Ayodhya will become a model for cities worldwide, demonstrating that economic development can coexist with inner and collective well being. How will the futuristic Ayodhya integrate renewable energy and sustainability? Jagadev Gurudev teaches conscious cities honor the balance of nature and technology. Solar panels, wind farms, and energy efficient infrastructure will power homes, offices, and transport systems. Water and waste management will follow ecological principles supported by citizen participation and advanced technology. The homas and the river purification rituals will harmonize natural energy cycles, green corridors, vertical gardens, and renewable energy grids will maintain a sustainable urban ecosystem. Ayodhya will set a benchmark for combining advanced technology with ecological wisdom. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya become a center for global consciousness studies? Jagadev Gurudev says understanding consciousness is humanity's greatest pursuit. Research centers will study meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, Vedic energy systems, collaborating with neuroscientists, psychologists, and quantum physicists worldwide. Findings will improve education, mental health, and creativity globally. Homas and rituals will be integrated as research tools to study their impact on mind and body. International collaborations and publications will disseminate knowledge, establishing Ayodhya as a hub for consciousness science. How will the futuristic Ayodhya enhance citizen well being through culture and festivals? Jagadev Gurudev teaches festivals are not just celebration, they are elevation of consciousness. Events like Ram Navami, Chaitra Navratri, and Guru Purnima will combine rituals, arts, meditation, and community service. Participation will inspire spiritual growth, social harmony, and joy. The Sansthan will organize workshops, cultural exhibitions, and homas during festivals. Citizens and visitors will engage in seva, meditation, and learning, ensuring that festivals become transformative experiences rather than mere entertainment. How will this futuristic Ayodhya ensure zero ego governance across all departments? Gurudev teaches ego clouds judgment, humility guides action. Leaders will meditate daily, practice ethical decision making, and involve citizens in participatory governance. Policies will prioritize service over power. Homas and the Trikalsan and the Guru Pujas will align leadership energies. AI and blockchain will provide transparency and accountability. This will create a governance model that is ethical, efficient, and ego free. How will the futuristic Ayodhya create a global hub for ethical technology innovation? Jagadev Gurudev emphasizes technology must serve consciousness, not greed. Startups and research centers will focus on AI, robotics, and energy innovations. Aligned with dharmic principles, ethical frameworks will govern every technological project. The Sansthan will guide AI and innovation through rituals and energy alignment practices. Collaborations with the global tech institutes will ensure that Ayodhya leads in creating technology that uplifts humanity. How will the futuristic Ayodhya ensure mental resilience in citizens? Jagadev Gurudev says a resilient mind arises from clarity, meditation, and conscious living. Daily Sudarshan Kriya, mindfulness practices, and Trikal Sandhya will be incorporated into schools, workplaces, and public life. Homas and meditation workshops and community seva will reinforce emotional strength and collective harmony. AI driven monitoring of mental health and support systems will provide guidance to all citizens. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya maintain spiritual energy in urban spaces? Gurudev teaches energy is the foundation of all existence, structures must honor it. Temples and the ashrams and the meditation zones will be strategically based. Vastu principles, sacred geometry, and regular rituals will ensure vibrational balance. The homas and the trikalsandhya and Guru Pujas will energize public and private spaces. Citizens will be trained in conscious living to maintain personal and collective energy integrity. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya inspire the world in Ram Rajya principles? Gurudev teaches Ram Rajya is wisdom, service, prosperity, and consciousness in action. Ayodhya will model ethical governance, spiritual growth, education, and sustainable development. Citizens and visitors will experience a city where inner harmony drives the outer excellence. Now, through rituals, meditation, seva, education, and ethical business, Ayodhya will demonstrate a civilization rooted in dharmic values. Its global influence will inspire cities worldwide to adopt principles of prosperity, harmony, and consciousness. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya integrate advanced healthcare with ancient wisdom? Gurudev emphasizes that true health arises when modern knowledge meets timeless wisdom. Hospitals and wellness centers will combine allopathic medicine, Ayurveda, yoga, meditation, and energy therapies. Regular Sudarshan Kriya and Trikal Sandhya sessions will be integrated into patient care to balance mind, body, and consciousness. The Sansan will oversee homas, mantra therapies, and rituals in medical facilities. Preventive healthcare programs will educate citizens on nutrition, stress management, and lifestyle choices. Advanced AI diagnostics will be coupled with spiritual guidance, ensuring holistic wellness accessible to all. Ayodhya will set a global standard for conscious healthcare. How will the futuristic Ayodhya preserve and promote Vedic knowledge? Gurudev teaches Vedic wisdom is a guide to conscious living. Universities and research centers will digitize scriptures, host interactive learning, and offer courses in Sanskrit, philosophy, meditation, and ethics. Citizens and global students will have access to immersive experiences linking theory with practice. The homas and the rituals and the Guru Pujas will be part of the learning process to maintain the energy of Vedic knowledge. Festivals, storytelling sessions, and meditation retreats will make ancient wisdom living and accessible, ensuring intergenerational continuity. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya create opportunities for ethical business globally? Gurudev teaches business must uplift humanity, not just accumulate wealth. Startups and companies will combine innovation with ethical principles, social responsibility, and environmental consciousness. Entrepreneurs will engage in meditation and value based decision making. The homas and the Guru Pujas will bless businesses to align them with the societal welfare. Skill development, mentoring, and ethical entrepreneurship programs will empower citizens to create sustainable and profitable ventures. Ayodhya will be recognized as a hub of conscious business innovation. So, how will futuristic Ayodhya address mental health challenges in urban life? Jayadav Gurudev says a peaceful mind is the foundation of a peaceful city. Meditation, mindfulness, Sudarshan Kriya, and stress relief workshops will be incorporated into schools, workplaces, and public centers. Citizens will be trained in emotional intelligence, resilience, and self awareness. Community homas, group meditation, and spiritual counseling will complement modern mental health interventions. Technology will monitor wellness while ensuring privacy. Ayodhya will exemplify mental and emotional balance as a civic priority. How will the futuristic Ayodhya integrate global technology while maintaining zero ego? Gurudev teaches technology is a tool, consciousness is the compass. Smart cities, AI, automation, and robotics will enhance education, transport, governance, and healthcare. Ethical frameworks will ensure that innovations serve collective well being rather than personal ambition. The homas and the rituals and the meditation will guide technological deployment to maintain spiritual alignment. Citizens will receive training in mindful tech use. Ayodhya will become a model of ethical, advanced, and ego free urban development. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya support women's empowerment in every sector? Gurudev emphasizes empowered women, empowered society. Women will lead schools, hospitals, corporations, and spiritual centers. Meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, and leadership training will enhance clarity, confidence, and empathy. The Sansan will train women to perform rituals, manage ashrams, and lead community initiatives. Equal employment opportunities, education, and safety protocols will ensure a society where women thrive spiritually, economically, and socially. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya promote intergenerational wisdom sharing? Gurudev says wisdom is transmitted when generations connect. Elders will mentor youth in meditation, ethics, and Vedic knowledge and art. Schools and universities will facilitate intergenerational learning programs. Vedic Sansthan, homas, and community projects and festivals participation will encourage a collaborative learning. Ayodhya will maintain continuity of cultures, values, and consciousness across generations. How will the futuristic Ayodhya develop global spiritual tourism? Gurudev teaches that tourism should elevate consciousness. Visitors will participate in meditation, rituals, and seva, experiencing transformative travel. Cultural tours will integrate Vedic arts, festivals, and interactive workshops. Sustainable tourism infrastructure, guided learning, and rituals will ensure that Ayodhya becomes a global destination where spirituality, education, and culture converge. How will the futuristic Ayodhya ensure clean water and ecological balance? Gurudev emphasizes rivers are lifelines, they must remain pure. Surrey River will be restored using advanced purification technologies, rituals and community involvement, green zones, parks, and urban farming will maintain ecological integrity. Regular river homas, tree planting, and ecological rituals will align energies with nature. Sustainable urban planning will balance growth with environmental stewardship, making Ayodhya a model eco spiritual city. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya inspire global ethical governance? Gurudev teaches leadership as service guided by consciousness. Governance will be transparent, participatory, and ego free. Leaders will meditate daily and align policies with ethical and spiritual principles. The homas and the trikalsandha and Guru Pujas will maintain the vibrational integrity of governance. Blockchain, AI, and citizen participation will ensure fairness. Ayodhya will serve as a global example of conscious and ethical urban leadership. How will the futuristic Ayodhya integrate spiritual practices into education? Gurudev teaches education must nourish both intellect and consciousness and intuition. In futuristic Ayodhya, schools and universities will blend modern curricula with meditation, mindfulness, Trikal Sandhya, and Vedic ethics. Children will start their day with Sudarshan Kriya and breathing exercises, enhancing focus, creativity, and emotional balance. Experiential learning will include participation in homas, guru pujas, and community service projects to cultivate wisdom, empathy, and responsibility. The Sansthan will supervise the integration of spiritual rituals and Vedic wisdom into formal education. Meditation labs, energy awareness workshops, and interactive Vedic archives will complement the conventional learning. Students will engage in seva activities, combining practical skills with consciousness development. Ayodhya will become a model city where education nurtures both worldly knowledge and inner evolution. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya foster global arts and culture? Jagadev Gurudev emphasizes art and culture express consciousness. Ayodhya will host international festivals, exhibitions, and performances integrating music, dance, digital arts, and Vedic traditions. Cultural hubs will offer workshops, residences, and collaborative projects encouraging creativity and spiritual expression. Homas and the rituals and the Guru Pujas will be incorporated into cultural events to maintain spiritual resonance. Citizens will participate actively, preserving heritage while embracing modernity. Ayodhya will inspire cities worldwide by demonstrating how art, culture, and spirituality can coexist harmoniously. So, how will the futuristic Ayodhya maintain social equality? Gurudev teaches equality and service are the pillars of Ram Rajya. Policies will ensure equal access to education, healthcare, employment, and spiritual programs. Meditation and ethical training will nurture empathy, reducing societal disparities and fostering inclusion. Seva initiatives, homas, and community festivals will actively involve marginalized groups. Vocational training and mentorship programs will empower citizens across social strata. Ayodhya will demonstrate that prosperity and spiritual growth are for everyone. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya integrate advanced infrastructure while preserving spirituality? Jagadev Gurudev teaches modernity should serve consciousness, not ego. Smart buildings, AI managed urban systems, and ultra modern transport will coexist with sacred spaces. Meditation centers and Vastu aligned architecture, energy conscious designs will preserve spiritual vibrations. The homas and the Trikalsandhya and the Guru Pujas will energize urban developments. Infrastructure will support festivals, homas, and meditation, maintaining a balance between material progress and spiritual well being. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya advance global meditation research? Gurudev emphasizes meditation as a science of consciousness. Research centers will study Sudarshan Kriya, Vedic rituals, and energy alignment. Collaborating with neuroscientists and psychologists worldwide, findings will optimize health, learning, and productivity. Homas and rituals will be used as experimental interventions. Data driven studies, publications, and global conferences will position Ayodhya as a center for applied meditation research. How will the futuristic Ayodhya ensure environmental sustainability? Jagadev Gurudev teaches nature sustains life, respecting it sustains civilization. Green zones, renewable energy, and clean waterways will be integrated citywide. Meditation and energy awareness programs will promote ecological consciousness among citizens. Rituals like river homas, tree planting, and eco homas will maintain energetic harmony with nature. Sustainable urban planning will balance growth with ecological preservation. How will futuristic Ayodhya promote ethical business and innovation? Gurudev emphasizes innovation must benefit society and consciousness. Companies and startups will integrate ethical frameworks, mindfulness, and meditation into their operations, ensuring that profits are aligned with dharmic principles. Homas and Guru Pujas will bless enterprises, while mentorship programs will guide ethical entrepreneurship. Ayodhya will emerge as a global hub for conscious innovation and responsible business. How will the futuristic Ayodhya ensure holistic healthcare for all? Gurudev teaches that true health nurtures body, mind, and consciousness. Hospitals will integrate Ayurveda, yoga, meditation, and modern medicine. Wellness centers will offer preventive care, stress management, and mental health support. Homas and the energy therapies and guided meditation will complement medical treatments. Citizens will have access to AI monitored wellness programs, ensuring holistic health citywide. How will the futuristic Ayodhya integrate spiritual energy into urban governance? Jagadev Gurudev teaches governance guided by consciousness ensures harmony in ethics and justice. Leaders will meditate daily, practice Sudarshan Kriya, and involve citizens in ethical policy making. AI and smart systems will ensure transparency, while spiritual practices maintain integrity. Homas, Trikal Sandhya, and Guru Pujas will energize governance structures. Citizens' participation in spiritual practices will reinforce ethical leadership and collective responsibility. How will the futuristic Ayodhya inspire global cities and Ram Rajya principles? Gurudev emphasizes Ram Rajya exemplifies prosperity, wisdom, service, and consciousness. Ayodhya will demonstrate ethical governance, sustainable development, spiritual education, and holistic well being, becoming a model for the world. Through meditation, homas, and seva and educational initiatives, Ayodhya will guide global cities to adopt conscious, ethical, and prosperous urban frameworks, inspiring humanity toward Ram Rajya ideals. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya integrate meditation into workplaces? Gurudev teaches conscious work produces conscious results in Ayodhya. All workplaces from IT offices to manufacturing centers will include meditation zones, Sudarshan Kriya sessions, and mindfulness breaks. Employees will be trained in stress management, emotional intelligence, and ethical decision making. Productivity will improve while workplace culture nurtures empathy, cooperation, and clarity. The Sansthan will organize corporate homas, energy alignment rituals, and meditation workshops for employees. Leadership programs will integrate ethical governance and spiritual awareness. Companies will be encouraged to align goals with collective welfare. Ayodhya will become a model for workplaces while and where spiritual consciousness drives efficiency and harmony. How will the futuristic Ayodhya promote global spiritual education for youth? Jagdev Gurudev says the future is shaped by conscious youth. Schools, universities, and youth centers will integrate meditation, Vedic studies, ethical leadership, and seva. International exchange programs when digital satsangs will connect young minds worldwide. The homas and the guru pujas and festival celebrations will form experiential learning opportunities. Youth will participate in community service, leadership workshops, and consciousness studies, creating a generation capable of leading ethically and spiritually across the globe. How will futuristic Ayodhya advance technology ethically? Jagadev Gurudev emphasizes technology must serve humanity, not ego. AI, robotics, and biotech innovations will align with dharmic principles. Research and development will focus on societal welfare, healthcare, education, and environmental sustainability. The homas and the rituals will guide the ethical deployment of technology. Citizens will be trained in mindful usage. Ethical boards and AI oversight will ensure transparency, fairness, and alignment with the spiritual values. How will the futuristic Ayodhya maintain the Sari river's purity? There, the Gurudev teaches the rivers are sacred, their purity sustains life and consciousness. Advanced water purification, regular cleaning, and energy balancing rituals will preserve the Saryu. Meditation zones along its banks will foster reflection and spiritual connection. River homas, community cleanup initiatives, and sustainable urban planning will harmonize human activity with nature. Citizens will participate actively in maintaining ecological and spiritual balance, ensuring the Saryu River maintains vibrancy and sacred. How will the futuristic Ayodhya integrate cultural heritage with modern architecture? Jagadav Gurudev emphasizes architecture must reflect both consciousness and culture. Temples, museums, and public buildings will blend Vastu principles, sacred geometry, and modern design. Art and meditation spaces and open parks will create an environment fostering inner and outer growth. The homas and the rituals will maintain spiritual vibrations in urban structures. Cultural storytelling, festivals, and interactive learning counters and centers will ensure that heritage remains a living, evolving part of a city life. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya empower women spiritually and professionally? Devadev Gurudev teaches empowering women elevate society. Women will lead education, healthcare, businesses, and spiritual initiatives. Meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, and leadership training will enhance clarity, compassion, and confidence. The Sansthan will conduct specialized programs for women in rituals, seva leadership, and professional development. Safe spaces, mentoring, and skill building will ensure women thrive in every sector, contributing to holistic prosperity. How will the futuristic Ayodhya foster global environmental consciousness? Jagadav Gurudev emphasizes humanity's progress depends on harmony with nature. Citizens will learn meditation based energy awareness, ecological responsibility, and sustainable living practices. Urban planning will integrate renewable energy, green zones, and clean waterways. River homas, tree planting, and community rituals will maintain ecological balance. Educational programs will instill lifelong environmental responsibility, making Ayodhya a global model for sustainable, spiritually aligned urban living. How will the futuristic Ayodhya integrate healthcare and meditation research? Jagadev Gurudev teaches mind and body are inseparable. Consciousness influences health. Hospitals will study the effects of meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, and Vedic rituals on mental and physical health, integrating results into patient care. The homas and energy therapies and meditation sessions will complement medical treatment. Citizens will participate in preventive healthcare programs, emphasizing holistic well being. Ayodhya will become a global hub for integrative health research. How will the futuristic Ayodhya encourage ethical global business practices? Jagdev Gurudev emphasizes profit guided by ethics and consciousness benefits all. Startups and corporations will incorporate meditation, ethical decision making, and dharmic principles into operations, ensuring sustainability and social welfare. The homas and the rituals and mentorship programs will align businesses with societal welfare. Ayodhya will inspire ethical entrepreneurship globally, demonstrating that wealth and consciousness can coexist. How will the futuristic Ayodhya become a beacon for global peace and diplomacy? Jagadev Gurudev teaches peace begins within and radiates outwards. Meditation conferences, interfaith dialogues, and leadership retreats will foster global cooperation. Citizens will embody compassion, ethical clarity, and resilience, influencing international relations. The homas and the Guru Pujas and community rituals will energetically harmonize the city. Ayodhya will demonstrate that ethical governance, consciousness based leadership, and spiritual practices can transform global diplomacy and establish lasting peace. How will the futuristic Ayodhya integrate meditation into daily civic life? Gurudev teaches meditation is not an activity, it is a way of life. Futuristic Ayodhya will have public meditation zones in parks, transport hubs, and commercial areas. Citizens will be encouraged to start their day with Sudarshan Kriya, mindful breathing, and Trikal Sandhya, fostering emotional balance and clarity. Schools, offices, and public services will include meditation breaks to enhance focus and interpersonal harmony. The Sansthan will organize citywide collective meditation sessions, homas, and Guru Pujas to energetically align the city. Digital platforms will guide citizens on meditation schedules, mindfulness practices, and community participation. This integration will make Ayodhya a city where inner peace and outer prosperity coexist seamlessly. How will the futuristic Ayodhya serve as a global center for ethical leadership? Gurudev says leadership is service guided by consciousness. Leadership academies will train students and professionals in meditation, ethical decision making, and dharmic principles. Leaders will learn to balance personal ambition with the societal welfare, fostering sustainable growth. The Sansan will conduct international workshops, mentorship programs, and retreats integrating homas and rituals. This alignment of consciousness and leadership will create a city producing globally recognized leaders into who prioritize ethics, service, and harmony. How will the futuristic Ayodhya integrate modern technology while preserving spirituality? Gurudev emphasizes technology is a tool, consciousness is the compass. AI, automation, and smart infrastructure will enhance efficiency, transport, education, and healthcare without compromising spiritual integrity. Sacred architecture, meditation spaces, and Vastu aligned urban planning will ensure the city's energy remains balanced. The homas and the trikalsan and the Guru Pujas will be performed in all major urban zones to harmonize energy. Citizens will receive training in mindful technology use, ensuring progress and spirituality coexist. How will the futuristic Ayodhya ensure environmental sustainability? Jagadev Gurudev teaches harmony with nature is essential for Ram Rajya. The city will integrate renewable energy, green zones, sustainable transport, and pollution free waterways. Meditation and energy awareness programs will cultivate ecological responsibility among citizens. The river homas, tree planting, and eco conscious rituals will maintain ecological balances. Educational programs will instill lifelong environmental responsibility, ensuring Ayodhya becomes a global model for eco spiritual urban living. How will the futuristic Ayodhya promote global spiritual research? Jagadev Gurudev teaches understanding consciousness is humanity's greatest pursuit. Research centers will study meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, Vedic rituals, and energy alignment. Collaborating with the global neuroscience and psychology institutions, the homas and the rituals will serve as experiential research tools. The international collaborations, conferences, and publications will establish Ayodhya as a hub for applied spiritual science, advancing global knowledge. How will the futuristic Ayodhya ensure mental resilience among citizens? Jagadev Gurudev says a resilient mind arises from clarity, meditation, and conscious living. Daily Sudarshan Kriya, mindfulness, and Trikal Sandhya will be integrated into homes, schools, and workplaces. The homas and the group meditation and community seva will reinforce emotional strength. AI enabled wellness monitoring will provide personalized guidance, fostering mental stability and harmony. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya integrate global education standards? Gurudev emphasizes education is most powerful when shared across boundaries. Partnerships with top global universities will offer integrated programs in meditation, Vedic sciences, and technology and ethics. International exchange programs, workshops, and digital platforms will enhance learning. Homas and Guru Pujas will energize learning spaces, making Ayodhya a global hub for conscious education. How will the futuristic Ayodhya preserve spiritual energy in urban spaces? Gurudev teaches energy precedes structure, consciousness, and guides construction. Vastu aligned buildings, meditation zones, and sacred spaces will ensure balanced vibrational energy throughout the city. Homas, Trikal Sandhya, and Guru Pujas will maintain spiritual resonance in neighborhoods. Citizens will practice conscious living to reinforce collective energy integrity. How will the futuristic Ayodhya integrate cultural heritage and modern development? Jagadav Gurudev says heritage inspires consciousness, temples, museums, and cultural hubs will combine traditional arts with modern architecture. Festivals will involve rituals, meditation, and community participation, preserving living culture. Homas and the Guru Pujas and cultural workshops will maintain spiritual vibrancy. Citizens will engage in storytelling, arts, and meditation, ensuring heritage evolves while remaining relevant. How will the futuristic Ayodhya inspire global peace initiatives? Gurudev teaches peace begins within and radiates outward. International meditation conferences, interfaith dialogues, and ethical leadership workshops will foster global cooperation. Citizens will embody compassion, ethical clarity, and resilience. Homas in the Trikalsanda and community rituals will energetically align the city. Ayodhya will demonstrate that spiritual practices, ethical governance, and conscious leadership can transform global diplomacy and promote lasting peace. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya become a hub for global meditation retreats? There, the Gurudev teaches meditation retreats are laboratories of consciousness. Ayodhya will host international retreats where participants experience Sudarshan Kriya, Trikal Sandhya, and guided energy alignment. Retreats will integrate Vedic teachings, community seva, and practical applications for personal and societal growth. The homas and the guru pujas and agni karyams will create an energetic environment conducive to deep meditation. Retreats will attract global participants, combining spiritual practice with research in consciousness, mental health, and creativity, establishing Ayodhya as a model for transformative spiritual experiences. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya ensure integration of spirituality with governance? Gurudev emphasizes governance guided by consciousness produces harmony and justice. Leaders will meditate daily, practice ethical decision making, and align policies with spiritual principles. Citizens will participate in ethical civic programs and conscious urban planning. Homas and Trikal Sandhya and Guru Pujas will energize government buildings and offices. Transparent governance systems using AI and community feedback will ensure that the city operates with zero ego, justice, and inclusivity, creating a model for ethical global governance. How will the futuristic Ayodhya inspire global educational excellence? Gurudev teaches that education without consciousness is incomplete. Schools, universities, and research centers will integrate meditation, Vedic knowledge, ethics, and modern sciences. International collaborations will bring world class faculty and students to Ayodhya, fostering a global learning hub. The homas and the meditation sessions and the Guru Pujas will energize classrooms and laboratories. Students will engage in ethical leadership, seva, and consciousness studies. Ayodhya will demonstrate how spiritual and modern education can coexist and create globally conscious citizens. How will the futuristic Ayodhya become a model for urban wellness? Jagdev Gurudev says wellness is holistic, it encompasses body, mind, and consciousness. The city will integrate healthcare centers, meditation zones, yoga schools, and energy balancing spaces. Citizens will practice Sudarshan Kriya, mindfulness, and community seva to maintain physical and mental well being. The homas and the energy therapies and guided meditation will complement modern healthcare, preventive wellness programs, and citywide mindfulness initiatives will make Ayodhya a global reference for urban health and holistic living. How will the futuristic Ayodhya promote ethical and conscious technology? Gurudev teaches that technology guided by consciousness uplifts humanity. AI, smart infrastructure, and biotech will be aligned with ethical principles, environmental sustainability, and societal welfare. Mindful leadership in tech industries will ensure innovation benefits all. The homas and the rituals and meditation will be performed in innovation centers. Ethical oversight, community engagement, and training in conscious technology will ensure that Ayodhya leads globally in responsible innovation. So, how will this futuristic Ayodhya ensure cultural preservation and spiritual vibrancy? Gurudev emphasizes culture and spirituality maintain the soul of a city. Festivals, temple rituals, art exhibitions, and community events will keep traditions alive. Meditation and Sudarshan Kriya will be woven into cultural practices. The Homas and the Guru Pujas and Navratris and the Shivratris and Ram Navami and the Chaitra Navratri celebrations and the Ram Taraka Homam will energize citizens. Interactive cultural workshops and Vedic learning centers will maintain spiritual and cultural resonance across generations. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya integrate sustainability with urban development? Gurudev teaches progress is meaningless without ecological balance. Renewable energy, pollution free waterways, and green architecture and eco friendly transport will be standard. Citizens will practice meditation based energy awareness to nurture environmental responsibility. The river and the hovas and the tree planting and energy balancing rituals will ensure ecological harmony. The urban planning will respect natural flows, maintaining Ayodhya as a model for sustainable and spiritually conscious cities. How will the futuristic Ayodhya create opportunities for women's empowerment? Gurudev emphasizes empowered women elevate society. Women will lead education, healthcare, governance, spiritual centers, and businesses. Training in meditation, leadership, and Sudarshan Kriya will enhance confidence, clarity, and compassion. Specialized programs in rituals, community leadership, and professional skill building will ensure women actively participate in city development. Safety, education, and equal employment will create a thriving environment for women. How will the futuristic Ayodhya integrate global meditation and consciousness research? Gurudev says understanding consciousness is the greatest human endeavor. Ayodhya will host research labs studying meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, energy alignment, and Vedic rituals, collaborating with neuroscientists, psychologists, and quantum physicists. The homas and the rituals will serve as experimental frameworks. International collaborations, publications, and conferences will position Ayodhya as a world leader in applied consciousness research. Now, how will the futuristic Ayodhya embody the principles of Ram Rajya globally? Gurudev teaches Ram Rajya is prosperity, wisdom, and ethical governance and consciousness in action. Ayodhya will integrate meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, education, technology, healthcare, and ethical business. Citizens will live in harmony with nature, culture, and spiritual principles. Through homas and the Guru Pujas and the festivals and seva, Ayodhya will maintain spiritual energy, transparent governance, ethical leadership, education, and global collaborations will make it a living model for Ram Rajya, inspiring humanity worldwide. Jai Gurudev.